It's honestly surprising to me that Chainlink is not valued at $100 billion in market cap today. This is one of those projects that I look at as a crucial piece for crypto. It's always been a crucial piece for crypto. And I do remember the DeFi summer of 2020 because Chainlink was one that just completely shocked everyone and melted so many faces. And from that DeFi summer all the way through into 2021, Chainlink did not stop, hitting over $50 plus in value per link. And today we are trading at about roughly half that value at $23, almost $24. And I do think that, right now, I really do think that Chainlink is still pretty undervalued compared to that all-time high, but also compared to where it should be in market valuation. We are currently sitting at number 11 in the cryptocurrency list. Now, I'm recording this a little bit ahead of time, so price action will most likely change, but I foresee Chainlink being $100 plus per coin at some point in time. I mean, we got to think about the total supply, 1 billion, circulating supply, 678 million, fully diluted value, 23.74 billion. I mean, we could easily, hit $100 per link this cycle. It would not shock me at all. The main thing that I'm looking at with price action right now is we are breaking over the initial highs going back to 2024. We're now targeting the highs from December of 2024 as well. And we need to get over this red zone. This red zone goes all the way back to 2021. This is the November highs. It also goes back to February of 2021 and technically even September of 2021. And then after this red zone is cleared, we just target the all-time high of about $52.50 or so. And then, once we're over that, price discovery could easily push us into $100 territory. I mean, I would not be shocked at all if Chainlink hit $100 this cycle. It's always been a project that I've spotlighted on this channel as a very strong project. I mean, it's been an enabler of a lot of things happening with the TradFi side, with the DeFi side. Chainlink has always been a blue chip DeFi project. It's been a very obvious play in this space as well. I bought a ton of Link back in 2022 and even 2023. I've made posts about it over on X as well. One of the ones that I made goes back to June of 2023, and I said there's so much Link FUD out there, it's quite comical. This was one of the strongest movers in DeFi summer of 2020. The price right before the big move was $4 and it hit $50. Today, the value of Link is $5.26 after it just hit $5 recently. I'm bookmarking this tweet to come back to in the future. And listen, I came back and I said a $5 Link has morphed into a $20 plus Link. Because again, these projects don't lose their significance. The problem is that a lot of people will look at the price chart and say, oh, well, it's down. It's not really doing much. So that means that the project's one big disaster, right? But again, when you look into the facts behind Chainlink, it's very clear that this is a very large piece of the Web3 future. Like this is, a significant pillar for the future of crypto. And even when we think about TVL, like here we have over here from Chris Barrett, we have Chainlink now secures 82.5 almost billion dollars in Ethereum DeFi. That's almost $5 billion more than yesterday. And here we have Chainlink secures 83.73% of Ethereum DeFi, over 78 billion plus in total value. This is all data from DeFi Llama. Now, if we go to Oracles right now, Chainlink is at about 61.94% of all Oracle total value secured. Think about how crazy, like Chainlink is a dominant name here. And also in terms of all of the protocols here, Chainlink has 453 protocols secured. Just taking a quick look into, Chainlink itself, $61.54 billion total value secured. We're not just talking about Ethereum side, right? We're going off of the entire market breakdown here. I mean, all-time highs, we're trading at all-time highs for total value secured at the same exact time that Chainlink is not even close to its all-time high, right? We're still quite some, time away from it. Just going off the percentage itself, let's take a quick look. From our current price to a new all-time high, we're about 120% plus away from a new all-time high, while total value secured all-time highs. And, Chainlink has been an extremely dominant network. It's always been a dominant network. And in the DeFi side of the market, Chainlink has always been that key player for DeFi. And even today, like when we think about all of these networks, we think about all of, the key pieces to DeFi. Most of the value tied to these networks is all tied back to Chainlink. Chainlink is the key, security piece for all of this. We could clearly see that from Chris over here. This is why we always focus on the facts. This is why we keep consistent with the fundamentals behind these networks. Even though price action sometimes can be down, we look at the key facts behind these networks and what actually make them pretty valuable. And it's the fact that Chainlink is securing a very large piece of the DeFi market. It's a key piece for even crypto itself. And today we know with tokenization, stablecoins, all those huge things that we talk about on a day-to-day basis, well, guess what? Chainlink is a big enabler of all of those things. We go over here to the Chainlink website. Right off the rip, just look at some of the names tied back to Chainlink. Fidelity, UBS, Euroclear. The list goes on and on here, which we'll obviously get to here in a moment, but just take a quick look at the platform. Look at what they offer. Look at the solutions that they offer as well. Just scrolling down on their website, we could see a full breakdown. Trusted by firms like Swift, Euroclear, MasterCard, and Fidelity. And no, they're not just telling us that, hey, yeah, we're working with these, names with no backing. No, these players actually have Chainlink on their website, which we'll talk about here in a moment. But we could also see the transaction value enabled. Guys, this is crazy. $24 trillion enabled by Chainlink, powering the next generation of financial infrastructure. And you can see with some of these names like JP Morgan and even Ondo. Ondo is a blue chip. I've always mentioned it. And this is just tokenized funds. Then you also have stablecoins. This is with ANZ, ADDX, and even Chainlink. This is unveiling a cross-chain, cross-border private transactions with the Monetary Authority of Singapore, Project Guardian. Then you also have payments and settlements. This is with Swift, UBS, Chainlink, and even, when we think about some of these names, Swift has exposure to 11,000 banks. On-chain data delivery. This is with Fidelity, International, UBS, and even Signum. Lending and borrowing. Again, this is based around DeFi with Aave. And if we go back to Chainlink, let's go back to Chainlink. Aave dominance, 64%. Then you also have derivatives. This is with GMX. This is integrating Chainlink's new low latency oracles as a launch partner. This is based around derivatives markets. So when we think about some of these names and we think about all of the names that Chainlink is actually working with, it's such an obvious play in my opinion. And if we go to some of these key things like tokenization, for an example, we could see the names at the top here. We could see the full life cycle of tokenized assets. This is the pre-issuance. We could see reliable and automated data integration, automated compliance, faster market entry with scalable infrastructure. Because what Chainlink is offering here is that crucial on-chain data that you can trust, that's secure. Even the price oracles, like all the things that Chainlink has been integrating with all of these other networks in this space as well, all of that's actually enabling DeFi on their platforms too. Like Chainlink is a big enabler of DeFi, and even now with TradFi converging with blockchains and DeFi itself, Chainlink is that big player between them. And I'm not saying that Chainlink is like the end all be all. I'm just saying like Chainlink is such a crucial piece for these types of use cases that we talk about on a day-to-day basis that's going to morph into hundreds of trillions of dollars. So Chainlink is so undervalued right now. I've always mentioned this whenever I talk about Chainlink, and it's just one of those very easy, in my opinion, low risk. I think it's a low risk play with everything that we know about Chainlink, with all of the names that are working with Chainlink as well. We go to some of these players like the DTCC. We go back to 2023, right? This is what really should have told everyone, like, hey, look at, Chainlink is extremely undervalued because you have the DTCC, which settles over $3+ quadrillion per year in securities transactions. And we have here bringing capital markets on chain with the DTCC and Chainlink. We have right off the rip, it is increasingly clear that blockchain technology is likely here to stay, with 97% of institutional investors anticipating tokenization will evolve asset management processes and $100 trillion worth of assets in the US that could someday move on chain. And yeah, what's happening here is players like Chainlink are being tapped in with names like the DTCC or even Swift to solve blockchain interoperability and conduct tests with tokenized assets. Right now, we are still in that early phase of adoption. We are not at the phase where they are scaling and fully adopting and utilizing tokenization. No, we're still in the early phases of this. But names like Chainlink are right at the forefront of this revolution. And you also have JP Morgan. I mean, this is from JP Morgan's website. And you have, this is with Connexus by JP Morgan brings bank payment rails to tokenized asset markets with Chainlink and Ondo Finance. This was just back in May of this year. Also, on top of this, June of this year, MasterCard and Chainlink enable on-chain crypto purchases using MasterCard's 3.5 billion cards. Built for the next generation of crypto, the partnership marks the first time any asset on the chain, from Bitcoin to stablecoins, can be purchased on-chain with traditional cards. And this is with Chainlink. Then, here we have the ecosystem around Chainlink. 2,400 plus projects tapped in within the Chainlink ecosystem. And you can go and look at all of the projects. I mean, you'll be scrolling for quite some time because it is a substantial list. But in 2025 alone, 170 projects were added to the Chainlink ecosystem. This is why I keep saying that the growth for Chainlink is so significant. The overall market here, just within the Chainlink ecosystem, is valued in, trillions of dollars. It's crazy to me that more people are not aware of how big Chainlink will be. And even when we look at some of these announcements, like here's the big announcement recently, and this goes back to 2024, November of 2024. But look at all of the names here. You have Swift, Euroclear, MasterCard, Clearstream, Central Bank of Brazil, JP Morgan, Intercontinental Exchange, aka ICE, UBS, Westpac, BNY Mellon, Citi, BNP Paribas, Franklin Templeton, Wellington Management, Fidelity International, US Bank, Lloyds Banking Group, ANZ Bank, SBI. I mean, guys, the list goes on here. All tapped in with Chainlink. Here we have Chainlink's work with Swift, Euroclear, major banking and capital markets institutions. This fully breaks down everything you need to know about all of these big players. And again, this is why I keep saying that what Chainlink is in this space, it's a big enabler of that convergence in real time. It's not just all around Chainlink. Like Link is not going to be like the only player here for interoperability, but I definitely do think that it's at the top of the list. I definitely think that it is a blue chip player in this space, and it might not be the most undervalued project, right? It's valued in, the billions of dollars. Currently speaking, fully diluted value 23, almost 24 billion, market cap 16.2 billion. But I do think that the price of Chainlink will be in the $100 plus range. I mean, just going off the market cap of Solana, 187, almost $188 per link. And this is $127 billion in market cap. Even Solana right now, you're talking about $158 link at $107 billion. I think that this is very achievable. I really do. And even if we're comparing it to some of these other projects like Dogecoin, for example, Dogecoin right now, we would be trading at a new all-time high in price discovery. Doge all-time high, $130 plus. For a project this size, with all of these names tied to it, with what Chainlink is doing, I think that $100 plus is very achievable this cycle. Right now, price action looking very good. I'm going to be watching this closely. We might get a rejection at some of these highs, but the main thing that I'm looking at is a weekly close above these 2024 highs to continue this breakout. I'll definitely keep you guys posted, but Chainlink is definitely one that is a blue chip. It is in my portfolio right now currently. I think that it's going to be a very big success, and I think if you are in the utility side of this market, Chainlink is not a bad project to follow. Maybe even add it to your watch list for future reference, because this is going to be one of those key players and key enablers of the Web3 and crypto future. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.